Welcome to another episode of Better Than Netflix Fantasy Football. And it's a bit bittersweet for us here today. Bitter for Mike, sweet for me, as everything went my way, and I don't even have the 8th seed. I have the 7th seed for this playoff this year.
That's like
Some
the highest I ever was this year. What's that?
some say being 0 and 6, some people said it couldn't be done. Living proof right now. Um, and I did that by winning this week and clinching my spot. You, on the other
And
hand,
having everything else on the planet for the last, I don't know, since that sixth loss go your way. And it did. You needed 5 people to lose for 2 weeks in a row, and they all lost for 2 weeks in a row.
I
Good
won't
on
say,
you, buddy.
I won't say there's side money going on, but I'm still proud of
Side
myself.
trades.
So, and I wasn't the only one that got down to the wire. Steelers fan 69 clinched his playoff berth in fashion because you had no hope going against the top scorer of the week there. Bear beats beginners, got a good win this week, looking good going to the consolation playoffs. Travis Uno Master shows us why he's the number one seed.
10-2. Excuse me, 11-2.
Yeah, 11-2, yeah. Derek had a meaningless win going into the playoffs here, but puts a little on the board. And
He was
actually,
talking pretty big. He was pretty happy about picking off Logan there.
yeah, Logan's like 62 points or something. Yeah, someone didn't care about last week.
That's a winning game for me.
Yeah, so, and also it did have some playoff implications as he doesn't have to. The only time he would play Travis is in the Super Bowl. So it might work out for him depending on this week.
To your point, yeah, a meaningless win. Actually, we look at the quarterfinals in here, and we're talking about, to your point, yeah, Benchwarmer's going to have to go through Travis, which is going to be a bit of a talking point here. We're not saying that Justin's definitively going to lose, but you are on that half. You are on that side of the playoff tree.
Yeah, well, just quick note: Pope won. Good for him. No one cares. And
P2 overall.
yeah, P2, and I get to take him on this week. It doesn't look close when it comes to projections, but I'm not going to let that get me down. And as you said, Justin sneaking in with a tie versus Saved by Odell, which I actually kind of liked how we ended up figuring out how the math worked in the long run. But yeah, sneaks in there. Unfortunately, that puts him 8th seed against Uno Master, and has a hell of a matchup this week. And we've been joking around. Does he deserve to win all out? If he beats Travis this week, he earns
Wrap it up, B.
like it defeats the undefeated almost. And then as we noted, because I don't even want to look at that game really. The following game is between Benchwarmers and Captain Not So Obvious. So, Mike, what's that matchup look like?
Cap Not So Obvious and Benchwarmers. Well, they actually already had a little bit of action tonight with Thursday night, and we are recording this Thursday night because of me. I'm a little busy at the moment. We're trying to squeeze this thing in, so apologies for not getting it done before the Thursday night football. Like I said, already has some action, and wow, Logan, big pickup off the waiver wire. The Rams, very, very smartly done. They already put up 21 points for the defense. That is huge for him. 3 points allowed, 6 sacks, 1 interception, and a touchdown there for the defense. So 21 points already for Logan going against, on the other side of the matchup, Ravens defense, which could be all right going against Cleveland. I'll tell you right now, I don't see how the auto drafter comes away with a W on this matchup.
No, it's not like good. Henderson only getting 0.5 points. Cup doing his very modest 11 points. But yeah, big lead going into this weekend. And as all announcers do, that's a big lead going into this weekend. Not trying to jinx anybody or anything.
It's a really big lead going into this weekend.
So
the only, I mean, yeah, the big one here is the 11-8 is not too bad out of Cup. It's not horrible. He's double digits. It's solid. He got that touchdown in there. But the Henderson deal, that's a hit. That's a hit. So, I mean, you look at it where he could have done some things here. Mostert, we'll see what happens there. But Harris, yeah, that was a 5.5. Who gets 5 points? It could come down to that. But you just look at who's playing right now. Elliott decides to show up. Aaron Rodgers has been putting up 30 points left and right. Yeah, Kyler Murray could show up against the Giants. But yeah, I mean, we just put a point on this thing. I think the advantage is certainly last year's overall winner.
Yeah, and it's, good on him. He has a bit easier side. He has, there's no Travis on that side of the bracket. But the next game that had a little action is
actually it'll be Benchwarmers versus Travis if this goes the way we think it is. Yeah,
which will be a surprising semifinal. So
I won't talk about that one.
So jumping into the next game, we got the participants. Derek, the longtime league leader in nothing other than outright score, and by score I mean record. Goes against Steelers fan 69.
Yeah, he's fresh off a W there against the aforementioned Logan Calvin there, and he's going to want to try to carry some momentum into this one. The projections are a little against him. Higbee, with Steelers fan, only putting up 4.4, but that's for the tight end position, and nothing up yet for the participants. Still some moves that could be made here in the next few days.
Yeah, and he hasn't needed the points out of the tight end. His team, Metcalf, Adams, Chubb, Allen, have really made up for any sort of lacklusterness on the other side. So it really depends who shows up. Looking at their opponents, it looks pretty strong. Pittsburgh's going to be a hard matchup for Allen, but Steelers fans not out of this quite yet, seeing if he can knock down the 3 seed.
Chubb and Baltimore, that's going to be another tough one. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. But he's got some good things going for him here. Metcalf and the Jets, that's big. That could be real big for him. And on Derek's side, depends on what kind of Colts defense shows up. I think Ridley with the Chargers, depends on what Chargers show up. Anderson against Denver's good. And Jones versus Minnesota. I mean, the lineups look pretty good. A couple of questionables there for Dirk. Click on him real quick. Just like it's limited practice. I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal there for James Robinson, who against Tennessee should be able to pick up some big points for Derek.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then jumping into these are the playoff teams, so like there should be some sort of quality there between the entirety of the lineup. And in the final matchup, we've got myself versus Pope without a hat. As you noted, Pope is the 2 seed.
Pope is the number 2 seed, going against the squeaking in number 7 seed, indeed. And right out of the gate, a couple of big questionables for yourself. I see you got Stafford in the game against Green Bay, and then Kenyon Drake and the Giants.
Yeah, we my philosophy is risk it for the biscuit, and I'm good at baking. So I hope my team doesn't let me down. I even
all Arizona.
All
Arizona in the running back.
Yeah, it's
I don't know why is Gibson. Oh, I guess he's doubtful.
Yeah,
I guess that's why.
And he didn't even play last week, so I was.
Yeah.
But I got Pollard on the bench, and I'm thinking about it. So there could be a last minute lineup change.
Against Cincinnati, yeah.
Yeah.
McKinnon on the bench against Washington. That's a tougher ask. But the Edmonds and Drake game. I don't know. If you look at it, though, we've talked about it. They are not Cleveland.
No.
They are not Cleveland. If you're all right with single-digit points here out of Edmonds, okay. So I think I'd be playing the waiver wire, my friend.
So, and that's it for the games this week, guys. There's some buys for the consolation playoffs, which is consist of Saved by Odell, Bears Beats Beginners, yourself, the Turtle Man, and Here for the Gangbang, Casey. Got to update the name. And just to clarify, like how the consolation and the loser's fee, we'll call it, works is the loser of the 7th place game in week 16 will pay the loser fee.
So if we're really being honest, it's about winning next week.
Yeah. So if you win next week, you don't have to pay. It's the losers of the losers.
You don't have to pay the extra.
Extra. Yes. Yeah. Guys, pay your league dues. Okay. I can only do so much here.
How many of us have paid?
6.
That's not
half.
bad.
That's half.
That's not bad.
It's also week 14, so let's be real.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, I'll tell you right now, if we talk about this is this playoff start here. We did the consolations. I know I was joking with you off camera about I think that maybe you aren't very stoked about some of the waiver wire moves that I might have made on Brady. But the reality is we're still playing for something, and the waiver wire still works the same. So the little caveat to that is obviously I get something out of my loss. I get something out of being that far down, and that is getting a chance to pick a little earlier. But that's just it. You got to keep playing a little bit, and it's slim pickings on the waiver wire right now, especially towards the end of the season. You got to strike whenever you can.
Yeah, and I tell you what, did not strike while the iron was hot. I waited for a bit there and let's just say organized my waiver priority in the wrong direction. So, but let's say no one slept on the waiver wire this week. It looks like most of the league had made changes to their team. Justin taking my backup running back out of Washington, killing me there. Everyone is trying to make amends to their team. Looks like, except for Case.
Yeah, and if you think about it, you don't need that. I mean, you probably don't need to store anybody. This is the time to make a move. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I went all out on the projections for that week and just looking at matchups. Benefit, I don't have to worry about this week. But on the flip side, who's going to be healthy? Are they going to be all right then? So I think I want to say I've got 3 freaking tight ends right now, or maybe 2 tight ends or something like that, because I'm not sure how things are going to play out. And that's going to be one of the toughest positions to try to fill. Although I snagged a Galladay. If he decides to end up being healthy in 2 weeks, that could work out for me.
No, it's looking good for this. Looking good. It's looking good. Looking good. So once again, I just want to note that I won last week. Still pumped about it. Guys, we'll do a little better about the scheduling for this because I know everyone. I don't know if everyone watches it when this one debuts, but you guys definitely let me know when I don't release a new video. So I'll let that be a little bit more proactive in our group chats. So, and I know every week we sign off, I give Mike a nice little punchline, and he's gonna update his this week because he's on the downhill grind, so to speak. He's falling down the hill. He's no longer climbing it. Mike, what do you think fantasy football is like this year?
Shit.
Yeah. So, obviously,
I'm looking forward to next season. I'm looking forward to
already.
Next season.
He's already has his draft kit going. It's insane.
Moving things. I'm all planning on waiver wires already.
And we'll talk to you guys next week. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.